Often, when I gaze into the heart of nature, I dive deep into the depths of my own desires. I may be unaware of my destination and I might just be going with the flow. All I know is that I have an insane calling. To be in a place that is lost, to be lost in a place that is forgotten. I am Mayank Chang and I am a seeker of the lost essence of India. Partnered by Spotify. Download now. Lenovo Yoga, Yoga for All of Us, and White Hat Junior. I doubt there is a sound as soothing as the gentle splash of oars hitting the water. I am at the Dal Lake in Srinagar. Subah ke 5 baj rahe hain. It's just about dawn. There's a slight nip in the air that seems to be welcoming me. It's really early in the morning. The first light has just about hit the waters. The first azan is still reverberating through the air. And I am here in my royal ride, this beautiful Shikara, going to discover a part of Kashmir that's always been around, but unfortunately not too many people have experienced it. I want to share that experience with you. But what is it? Suspense. Find out for yourself. Surrounded by the Himalayas and conducted in the interiors of the Dal Lake, this floating Sabzi Bazaar is unlike anything that I have ever experienced. Technically, it is just a market where individual sellers gather with their fresh produce, hawking, bargaining, chaotic and unorganized, just like most vegetable markets. But this bazaar is genuinely one of its kind. Where else can you boast of having a market in the midst of all this natural beauty? As I spend more time amongst the buyers and sellers, I begin to experience the sweet harmony, even in all this chaos. So we've all been to vegetable markets, right? And we know how noisy they can get. And which is why our teachers used to always tell us कि सब्जी बाजार जैसा माहौल मत बनाओ, शोर मत करो. But this vegetable market out here, it is unique in its own way. It's the only floating market in the country. And you can hear that noise around me. You can see people selling their wares. There's a lot of transaction happening. A lot of vegetables, baatein ho rahi hain, and this is an experience that you just have to be part of. I can only tell you, you can only see what's happening, but when you're here, you'll realize what a beautiful part of Kashmir this is. This is just beautiful. So I've got this super duper fresh lauki from the early morning market at Dal, and I really don't know how to cook, so पता नहीं मैं क्या करूँगा. But I'll figure something out. ऐसा लगता है जैसे सुबह होती ही इसलिए है कि यहाँ ये खूबसूरत बाजार सज सके. A market that gathers at dawn, and then, just like that, all the buyers and sellers are off to carry on with their day, speeding away in their shikaras into different corners of the Dal. This is the same place that मैं 15 minutes ago, there was so much hustle and bustle, business, noise, people bargaining, buying. I bought some stuff myself, and watching all of this has kind of built up an appetite. मुझे भूख लगी है. And my boatman is telling me that just around the corner is a bakery which will be serving some really fresh bread right now. तो चलते हैं, पहले पेट पूजा, फिर काम दूजा. Time for some breakfast. Ever heard of a bakery on water? Boggles your mind, doesn't it? But then again, Kashmir is full of surprises waiting to be explored. The Dal Lake Floating Bakery could very well be the only floating bakery in India. It serves the quintessential Kashmiri noon chai with sweet bread recipes that are passed down from one generation to the next. So this is the most amazing breakfast that I'm having. fresh from the tandoor. This is the Kashmiri Girda bread, a lot of butter and some amazing noon chai. Look at the color, pink.
So this bread is made of normal wheat, but what makes it different is that just before putting it into the tandoor, they coat it with a layer of milk. And the serrations that you see, Bilal is actually making it with his fingers. That's how the design comes in as well.
They say that a good breakfast just sets the perfect mood for the rest of the day. And I couldn't agree more. ऊपर से सुबह की ठंडी हवा, हल्की हल्की बारिश और ये नज़ारे. The unique floating market has been experienced, a wonderful breakfast has been had, and now I'm on to the next leg of my journey, Naranag. और दानिश
क्या हाल है आप? ठीक है सर?
बढ़िया
सर
ये लो
सर ये क्या है? इसकी क्या जरूरत है सर?
क्या है, कुछ भी नहीं.
प्लीज सर.
Naranag is 50 kilometers to the north of Srinagar, and it's a ride through the heavenly meadows and mountains of Kashmir. And for once, I can't decide what's more exciting, the destination or the journey. How about both? Wow. I'm glad that I took Danish's advice and stayed awake, because everywhere you turn, it's picture perfect. It would be criminal to miss this view. Now that should be an interesting detour. I will get to know more about the world famous Kashmiri apples. I am excited. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. वालेकुम सलाम. ठीक है
अब्दुल जी, अगर आपकी इजाजत हो तो ऑर्चर्ड देख सकते हैं.
जी सर.
चले. Remember Isaac Newton from your school textbooks? Isn't it remarkable how closely the history of an apple is connected with the discovery of gravity? Well, I seem to be gravitating towards the apples myself. If the apple shall not come to Chang, Chang shall go to the apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. ये तो सुना ही होगा. But in Kashmir, I think you should have many apples a day in breakfast, lunch and dinner, because these are the famous Kashmiri apples, renowned the world over. बस इतना ही जानता हूँ मैं. उसके आगे मेरे पास बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. अब्दुल साहब, मेरे पास बहुत सारे सवाल हैं इन एप्पल्स के बारे में. और ऐसे कितने टाइप के एप्पल्स होते हैं, वैरायटीज?
हजरत बली, शिकाम्बर, रेल मिश्री, गोल्डन.
तो हम जो कहते हैं सिर्फ कश्मीरी एप्पल, वो सिर्फ एक एप्पल नहीं है, वो बहुत सारे
बहुत एप्पल है, बहुत किस्म है.
So this looks green right now, but Abdul Saab tells me that within a month this will turn into the familiar red Kashmiri apple that we know of. And that the Kashmiri apple is not just one apple. There are 15 different varieties of it. इस वक्त मेरे हाथ में the variety is called the delicious one. And even though it's not red yet, let me take a bite and find out whether it lives up to its name. Not red yet. It's very tasty. I love these unplanned stopovers, but in this part of the world, there's always something new for the explorer in me. Right now, back on track to the original destination, Naranag. The ruins of the Naranag temple is one of the most important archaeological sites in the country. It's a cluster of temples facing each other at a distance of about 200 meters. With temples built in 3 groups, the complex is massive. As I walk through it, I feel like I've traveled back 12 centuries in time into what might have been
the religious and spiritual mainstay of the mountain dynasties of the 8th century. The Lalitaditya reign is often considered to be the first golden period of Kashmir. Architecture was at its peak, and along with Parihaspura and Martand, the Naranag complex may be considered the crowning glory of the skill and patronage towards arts.
The ruins of the Naranag temple may not hold any major significance today, but as you can see, what remains is the charm and the history. It's as if the ruins are speaking to you. It's believed to have been built by Lalitaditya Muktapid of the Kayasth Naga Karkota dynasty in 8th century AD. That's old. That's really, really old.
As I walk away from the ruins to get a glimpse of the complete temple complex, I realize that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. A grand 8th century temple complex set in the lap of the gigantic Himalayan range. It's like experiencing the infinite. Where there are ruins, there is hope for treasure. The treasure of the history and culture of an era gone by. The lost ruins of Naranag temple are not merely an old, dilapidated structure. Rather, they are the living embodiment of architecture, belief, pride, and honor of an eon that has long been forgotten.
That was a fascinating experience at the Naranag ruins, but my appetite for adventure isn't yet satiated. And thanks to Danish, my journey is going to end on the perfect note because I've just been invited to his house for a feast of traditional Kashmiri Wazwan cuisine. I can't wait.
The preparation of the Wazwan multi-course meal is considered an art and a matter of pride in Kashmiri culture. It comprises of 7 to 36 dishes and is predominantly non-vegetarian. कश्मीर का जायका बसता है यहाँ की ट्रेडिशनल वाज़वान cuisine में और इसे बनाते हैं special वाज़ा chefs. It is said that these chefs came from Central Asia around 500 years ago to cook for the royal families here.
अब्बा जी कैसे हैं आप?
बिल्कुल ठीक है, आप ठीक है?
मैं अच्छा हूँ, थैंक यू सो मच.
आज भी जब भी कोई खास मौका हो, it is celebrated with Wazwan delicacies.
I would be lying if I said that I wasn't dying to try this cuisine. But I didn't want to dilute the experience by going to a restaurant. Because not everybody knows how to make this cuisine. And not every chef knows the secret spices that go into this complex meal. And I'm blessed that I'm invited to a Kashmiri house to enjoy this beautiful feast with my friends out here. What else could I ask for?
This journey has been quite a revelation. Kashmir has a mesmerizing past and a heartfelt present. It is we who have forgotten about it. Because in reality, both the past and the present of Kashmir are alive and thriving. Right from my visit to the floating market at dawn to this moment under a setting sun, it's almost as if I've lived poetry today. A poetry that needs no words or pages. It just comes alive in the ruins and in our heartbeats.
आज इतने सरप्राइजेस मिल रहे हैं कि लगता है जन्नत भी मांग लेता तो मिल जाती. स्पीकिंग ऑफ जन्नत, यही तो है जन्नत.